Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Super Cast Brothers. I hope you're not sick of us yet, like I'm kind of getting sick of a certain other person, because we are back with another Smashtopia episode to go over another character for Smash Brothers. Last year, actually, I guess I should say who I am before we get into that. Hi, it's Zantok, otherwise known as Lister. You know, sometimes we forget to do that. Over there, we see a man on a phone in a very unfortunate-looking appearance. Who
Listen,
boy, who boy. But
it is a
today,
me, Jonno.
today, you see, last year, like, we do our Smash ups. We like going over new characters could be out of Smash. But last year, when we got to the end of the first year, we were just like, you know what? What if we did something different? What if we took a character that's already in Smash and just made them better? We took Toon Link, who was a semi-clone, and we gave him his own moveset. We freshened him up. We gave him a new coat of paint. He's now completely different from other Links, and it's fantastic. This year, we're like, hey, let's do it again. Maybe it'll become a yearly thing. Don't know. I can't see the future, but it's something that we like doing. We think is fun. So we have chosen for this year, much like how we had a different form of Link, we've got a different form of Mario. It's the Doc. He was missing from Brawl, came back in Smash 4, and he's just here for the ride now. They brought back everybody in Ultimate, and he's here again. Who knows if he'll continue to appear in later Smash games? Don't know. Don't care. I'm not a Doc main.
Yep.
But we do want to see what can we do with him to make him less like Mario and more like Dr. Mario. Because god damn it, why does he have super jump punch? Stop it. Dr. Tornado? What? No. We can do better. And we gonna
What about the super sheet?
the super sheet
Yeah,
should
we
have just
gonna.
been it should have been a clipboard. It should have been a clipboard.
There you go.
Like if you
There
want to
you
do
go.
that kind
There
of
you go.
idea, because you know the whole clone thing, just make it a clipboard. There you go, done deal.
Yeah.
But what the hell ever. That's something I've seen other people
Melee
suggest
is
for
yeah.
new moves for Dark Mars, like clipboard bash. It's like, that's not a bad idea. Not what I chose for tonight, but it's not a bad idea. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
make him
Yeah.
like his dash attack. He runs forward and he just like hits somebody with a clipboard. I would fucking love that shit. That'd be awesome.
It would be. So
Yeah. What's up?
what I kind of feel is that it's interesting the precedent that Melee's clone set out, of course, for the rest of the series.
Absolutely.
But also the uncanny timing of clones in Melee back in 2001, 2002 enabled us to get Dr. Mario. We got him back then. It was kind of like, what?
Yeah.
And now it's like, what? Imagine it's the Mario series, right? It's like all the essentials and Dr. Mario.
Now, Dr. Mario is one of those characters that where if he had not been added as a clone in Melee, he would have never become a character. Ever. The best we would have gotten is an alternate costume for Mario in Ultimate. Or Smash 4, I guess, rather. But that's when they brought him back. They were originally going to bring him back as a costume in that game. They're just like, well, that's kind of weird. Demoting a character into a costume? Which, accurate. I agree with that decision. But he would have only been a costume. He would have never become a character. Yeah. Some people were talking about how they could make him a character, but it never would have happened unless he was going to be a clone in Melee. I guess they could have been like, hey,
Agreed.
let's make him a clone in Smash 4, but I don't think he would have been priority. I think Alf would have taken that spot over him for Smash 4.
Oh, man. And how I wish that Alf was not locked behind an alternate character. We've been there and done that on that topic before.
He's the only one
yeah.
that is locked behind just being a costume. Okay, yes, Koopa Links, but it's a little bit different to turn all the Koopa Links into different characters than just Alf.
It's like, don't give him ideas.
I mean, I won't. It's like they could just make all his Pikmin be rock Pikmin if they want him to be different. Give Olimar back his Pikmin chain up special, and Alf can have the winged Pikmin. There's things they can do. I've done it already. Yeah. It's on the wiki. That was one of the early ones I did. Which means it's maybe not as good as some of the later ones. But still, it's there. It exists. Yep. You can read it if you want.
Alf was also in one of the first Smasher Dashes we ever did.
Yeah, he was. Was he up against Black Shadow?
against Black Shadow, I
Okay,
believe.
I think that was the first. I think that
Yeah,
was the
and Black
first Smash
Shadow
Dash
won, but
then. Well, yeah, because we
yep,
want Ganondorf to
yep.
have his own legit moveset, not just
Speaking of
further tweaks
decloning a
every
character,
year. Yeah, I mean we've also done that
hmm
one. We've made our own Ganondorf already. That's
yeah,
the unfortunate thing
Ganondorf
about
and
some
classic
characters with
Ganon.
Smashtopia is a lot of the popular ones. One or both of us have already done the wiki. Dixie Kong fans, she's already on the wiki. Sorry, there's no real reason for us to do it again, or at least there's no real reason for me to do it again.
Right.
Fans of
So it
Fiora,
goes.
Crystal, sorry, they're on the wiki already. We're probably not gonna have an
Yep.
episode for them.
hmm
Maybe.
Good movesets though. Just
Yeah.
look them up on the wiki.
Yeah.
Just look them up on the wiki. Just like you look up our Smashtopia characters on the wiki, so we can
It's
get
true.
support on the wiki.
It would be ideal.
It would be. You put a lot
And
of work into writing those sheets.
something I want to bring up with the Smashtopia wiki here is we are gathered here to make Dr. Mario his own character and not a clone anymore. Yes.
hmm
Well, here I have a proposition here. Depending on how things go with this moveset and how we build up Dr. Mario, when he gets uploaded to Smashtopia, I may make a bit of a double feature and create a semi-clone of Dr. Luigi.
Nice. And then I'll hop in and make Dr. Wario.
Well, then we're going to have a Dr. Waluigi and Dr. Bowser.
Yeah.
And Dr.
Dr.
Baby
Wart
Rosalina.
as well.
There's not a Dr. Wart. Where is
I'll
Dr.
have to go
Wart in
back
Dr.
on-
Mario World? Come on, Nintendo. What the fuck? You made
How we
Dr.
wish.
Dolphin.
What if that's our next character in Smash?
I will fucking keel over.
The
in
final
that.
DLC fighter.
I will just die. Like it won't be. It won't be me do anything. I will just like my heart will stop. It's like I can't. I give up. There's just no logic in the world anymore. If Dr. Dolphin gets out to Smash, no. That said, I would not be opposed to like a Dr. Mario World Spirit event. And they just add like some of the weirder Doctor characters as Spirit battles. Like that would be fun. Give me Dr. Goomba Tower, Dr. Fire Peach, or no, Dr. Fire Dr. Goomba Tower, Dr. Fire Rosalina, Dr. Dolphin, and I'm trying to think what would be a good
Dr.
for
Baby Metal
Dr.
Mario
King Boo.
riding Mokushin. There you go.
There you go. There's the four spirits
can-
from Dr. Mario World I want added to Smash. Come on now.
And then you can have King Boo himself added as the final DLC fighter, as you had predicted in the prior episode.
He was in my top 5 potential first parties. I do think like it's weird that there's no Luigi's Mansion 3 Spirit event in Smash. I hadn't put any thought into it myself. I just seen like other people talking about it. I was like, yeah, sure, but really? But after I thought about it, I was like, actually, you know what, that is kind of odd. That there's been no Luigi's Mansion 3. That's very strange.
Real.
And the only characters that you could add
Yeah, that's
from
King
Luigi's
Boo.
Mansion are King Boo or Egad. And Egad would probably be my
Luigi.
personal. Luigi would not be a character. At best, he'd be a Luigi costume. Or, again, a Echo Fighter. But, I mean, I personally prefer Egad of those two, but I can't deny King Boo would be interesting.
I
And
agree.
that's what Sakurai likes to do. He loves to
I
add
agree.
things that are interesting.
I would be okay with that. I'll see the fan base in hell.
Yeah, the fan base would be in hell. I know there's a couple people in a specific Discord server that would be like, "Oh my fucking god, yes!" But I'd just be like,
Papa Genius.
"Huh." Yeah, that server. I don't remember that person's
Uh-huh.
name, but he really wants King Boo. But I'd just be like, "Wow, okay, holy shit!" But
I could be like
Huh.
really excited, like Maximilian dude was for Kazuya and Smash. It's
I
like,
mean,
oh my god, it's hey Kazuya's in Tekken. I can't believe it. It's like, whoa, dude.
it would be the opposite of his Pirate and Mithra reaction, because he was not for that. Another friend of his
course
though
he
was
wasn't.
freaking the fuck out. Because anybody that doesn't
Yep.
know, Maximilian Dude on YouTube, he's a big on fighting games. And there for a while, when Marvel's Capcom 3 released, he created a series called Assist Me, where he was teaching people how to use different characters, but also had skits intermixed in it where he was interacting with the characters from the game. And Doctor Doom was his roommate. He like in the story, like the Doctor Doom character was Max's roommate. It was like, what the fuck? Oh, no, not his roommate. He was it was like an unwilling roommate. He kept barging in and wouldn't leave. Is what it was. And the person that plays Doctor Doom in all those skits is a big Xenoblade fan. So they were
Nice,
flipping out.
nice. Yeah,
It's too
Max's
bad.
channel was fun.
It's
I
too bad
mean,
he doesn't do an assist
yeah.
for Smash, and then does a Pirate Mythra episode just for Doom to flip out. Like that'd be amazing. I'd love it. Oh god,
Yeah,
Wesker was
and I
another
understand
main
it. I
character in
mean,
that show. It was
nice.
Max, Wesker, and Doom, and eventually it turned out that Max is also Ghost Rider. Because people made jokes that he looked like Nicolas Cage. He's just like, well, fuck it. I guess I'll play Ghost Rider in that episode. What the hell?
Maybe if he shaved his head, I could see it, but I don't see it now.
I think it's just
That's
general
funny.
like face shape that he has.
Okay, okay,
This was
okay.
also like
I'll look
10
into it next
years
time.
ago or so. So obviously, the guy looked a little different.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Doctor Doom. Oh, Wesker could be playable in Smash one day at least.
He could. He could. Doom can't. But Wesker could. I'd love him to be our Resident Evil rep. I mean, Dead by Daylight
Hmm.
has Leon and Jill now, and each of them have different costumes for Chris and Claire. And there's rumored to be getting more costumes
Hmm.
later. Nemesis is in there. So we can get Wesker for Smash, just like spread out the series a little bit. But
Yeah,
no
I mean that would be
Lady
my preference
Dimitrescu,
for Resident
because
Evil.
what the
Yeah,
fuck, no.
she's not as
There's
strong. She's not even the main villain of RE8 anyway.
She's
So,
she's like dead in the first 2 hours of the game. But she was everywhere in the
yep.
marketing. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? No. People went fucking nuts over this character, and then they find out, oh, she's dead already. Like, oh, yeah. Fuck. Anyways, now that we've killed people with Resident Evil spoilers, what do you think we bring them back with some medicine?
Yes, let us provide the medicines, or as they say, the mega vitamins. Oh, ho.
Are these like, the Flintstones vitamins that we got from Walmart when we were kids?
Yeah, a little chalky, a little bit of like a distant scent of fruit notes, a whole
But
lot of yabba dabba do.
some of them taste like grape.
Yeah, the Dino ones did.
Yeah. I don't
You know what
remember his
Dino
name.
always said?
Let's not get the dogs excited, shall we?
All right.
Because we don't
I
want to
mean,
get
I.
involved into a barking session.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that when I get excited, the dogs usually do, and everyone does. It's the whole thing.
Moving on.
Get that medicine.
Yeah, we're gonna move the fuck on. Get into some Dr. Mario goodness here. Luckily for you all, you don't have to take your medicine tonight. We're just gonna be talking about it a lot.
Unless you have to take your medicine, in which case, do it.
Yeah,
Like a
if you're late
prescription.
and you forgot to take your medicine, here's your reminder. Go ahead and take that right now. We'll go ahead and pause the video so you don't miss anything, or podcast, however the hell you're listening to this.
Or like put out like your pill box and put in the individual
Get,
pills
get your
per
glass
day
of
and night.
water.
Yeah. I have one of those too.
You know,
And you have like one milk on you.
get your
Cool.
vaccine if you need to.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do to stay healthy, I guess. Now, Dr. Mario just throws pills at
every night.
people, and I don't think that's really working. But hey, I don't have a medical license, so I'm no expert.
Well, that's my general practitioner. He's pretty much a quack, so.
Okay.
Okay.
See a duck?
No,
Dr.
his
Duck?
name is I'll send you his information after the show.
Okay. I think he's Dr. Duck.
That would be better.
Would it be better?
Yeah, I like ducks.
Oh, you like ducks. Well, you should duck from Dr. Mario entering onto the stage.
Well,
Anywho, entrance time. So Dr. Mario, of course, he's got to have an entrance. How else is going to get on the stage when the battle begins? In prior Smash games, by prior Smash games, I mean Smash 4 and Ultimate, because those are the ones that had entrance animations. I think. Did Brawl have them? Brawl had them, but he wasn't in that
Hmm.
game. I
No,
knew
he
what I
was
was
not.
talking about. Dr. Mario in those games, he just there's a bunch of pills. They're kind of like stacked on top of each other, kind of like a if you fucked up in Dr. Mario and you filled the whole screen up, which is like an idiot, and then the pills fall away and he's just there. He's just there. Uh, Personally, for me, my interest in animation, I figured, you know what? Sometimes when you're taking a character and you're coming up with new stuff for them, sometimes what already exists is already good, and you don't need to change it. And I didn't change his entrance animation at all. I just figured, fuck it. There's pills, and then he's there.
Yeah,
Good
and
enough for
I
me.
like how there's a little intricacy there where the pills will scroll down from the top of the screen and go out in color coded order. So there's detail there similar to the game that
Yeah.
didn't need to be there. So it's a pretty cool entrance animation, and that's also why I kept it the same. There was no reason to switch things up here, and I couldn't think of anything otherwise anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
So and yeah,
the only thing I could imagine I might have done is just like kind of do like the warp pipe animation, but it's a pill bottle instead. That's the only
yeah,
thing I might have done differently. But thinking about
and
that
yeah,
visually is just kind of eh. So I think the pills is fine
yeah,
as
and
is.
And that would make him more like Mario inadvertently.
True. True. See, the thing is with like when you're taking care and you're making them a new move set, like I was saying, like some things are just like, okay, this is very indicative of the character and their game, especially when taking a character that's a clone. Uh, it's like Dr. Mario's super sheet, his super jump punch. Don't expect to see that because those are not indicative of Dr. Mario. It's like no,
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
not happening.
Hmm.
Other moves or
Yeah.
animations, who knows? We kept some things the same for Toon Link last year, so there will be some things kept the same for Dr. Mario. Like again, we already had the entrance animation, but
Hmm.
gonna be some different shit too.
Oh yeah, that's the bread and butter.
That's the fun shit.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
That's the mega vitamin
yeah,
from Flintstones.
yeah. So I assume that much like how we're keeping the entrance animation the same, we're gonna keep our Kirby head the same. He just has that head mirror thing around his head.
So for mine, it's a little different.
Oh, really?
Kirby adopts Dr. Mario's entire head, and he's just a walking Dr. Mario head with full voice effects. Yeah, yeah.
Anywho, that's
I
not
think we
his
can
Kirby
probably
head.
just choose yours though.
Yeah, I think we're going to choose mine. He has the weird head mirror thing. I don't know what those have like another name. I just it's a
Maybe.
headband with like circular mirror. I don't. You can see it below if you're watching the video because Dr. Mario's all right there. That's the thing I'm talking about. It's right there on his head.
Oh,
What is that? I don't know.
it's a head. It's called a head mirror. I just looked it up. Well, bada bing, bada boom. I guess it's a head mirror
Okay, because
held over a physician's head.
why? Also, what use is it? What the fuck is it used for? It's not like they're using it to see something because it's on their head.
Oh, there's a you pull it down over an eye. And, okay, what is going on here?
Then why is it on your
You
head? Make it an eye patch, dumbasses.
The mirror is worn over the physician's eye of choice, and the concave mirror surface spacing outwards over the hole provides illumination similar to a ring light.
That sounds dumb.
It also says it's worn by physicians, but less so in recent decades as they
Yeah,
have
no
become
shit.
obsolete.
No fucking shit. That's like some 1400s bullshit. When was it invented? Look that up too. I want to know this.
Okay.
Sidebar, motherfucker.
Uh, when was head mirror invented? 1743.
A little more recent than I was hoping for, but sure.
Introduced by the French accoucheur Lever for examining the larynx.
Fucking French. Anyways, so we got our Kirby hat. It's the dreaded Taunton Victor pose this time.
Levent say yeah.
Oh god. Oh god. This is where things get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
kind of, sort of, usually where we spend almost all of our time. So
a good chunk, yes, but but I think like with an Echo character, this shouldn't be too bad for us. I would hope.
Last couple episodes haven't been that bad. So
Yeah,
we'll
maybe we've gotten better about it, which is also weird because the last couple, or at least the last one, was with a guest. But but again, with that one, there was established animations that we could pull from for the character.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have to invent
animations, quotes, everything was there.
Yeah, made it easy.
Good old Yuri.
So my first time, I'm just gonna start with the ones that I'm just pulling straight from the that already exist in Smash. So for my first one, you know, Mega Vitamin, he just pulls it out, rolls up his arm a bit, he flicks it up, catches it in his hand as it comes back down from the air. It's simple, you know, it involves Mega Vitamin, so I figured, yeah, you know what, that's kind of fun. Sure, why not?
I had the same one written down as a returning taunt. It's also my only returning taunt.
Mine too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I guess it's kind of just there. Before we fast track it, though, let's go through the rest. But it's the best taunt. I mean, the other ones are just him. He's knocking on his shoulder. Yeah. It makes sense for being a doctor, but it's like, really, come on.
It's not good.
So no. And I can't even remember what the other one is off the top of my head now.
I know they were not impressive. I was like, the film was like, oh, hey, that's kind of a fun animation. He's playing with his pills. Don't do that, kids. Mm-hmm. But then it was just like, oh, I'm just going to hit my shoulder. Like, no, that's dumb. That's dumb. Fuck off with that shit. My next taunt has Dr. Mario pulling out a clipboard. You know, he's got a few different papers attached to it, so you could assume he's got the medical information of one of his opponents. He's looking for a weak spot. It's like, oh, they're allergic to my medicine? Oh, buddy. But what he's going to do, he's just looking at the information, and he just utters a sound before putting it away.
Nice. So nice that it's very similar to one of my other taunts. Because mine takes out a to-do list on a clipboard, pondering over it for a moment, as he scratches his chin and says, But I also added, if used right after KOing an opponent, he'll get a pen and scratch something off the list.
Oh.
With a smile.
That's slightly sadistic.
Yes, it is.
Jesus.
You'll see that recur a little bit with this character for me.
Why is the Dr. Mario sadistic? Is it because of the cost of the medical industry and how it's screwing over the average American?
Yes, that and he's fighting his own patients.
That does violate HIPAA.
Yeah, it
probably.
Does.
I would assume.
I don't know. I mean, it's useful if you're like boxing them.
HIPAA might not take into account a doctor fighting their own patients. I don't know that. I'm not a law student. Either. But
well, I almost have my.
It seems like the kind of thing that they might not think to cover.
Probably not until now. Until this video goes
viral. You guys might need to make an addendum. I recommend it. Oh boy. Mario was a war
Especially
criminal.
If that doctor is Mario. Yeah, he is.
For my last taunt, Dr. Mario's going to pull out a syringe. It's going to contain either red, blue, or yellow liquid, because, you know, colors of his viruses. Going to give it a quick little flip on the tip, because, you know, that's kind of what doctors do before they inject you with shit. And you'll see some liquid kind of like splurt out of it, as the syringes also do. And he's just going to put it away. He's like, he was just checking it, just to make sure things were good. He's going to keep that for later.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to know what the later is.
You might find out.
You might find out. There might be a syringe later on in my moveset.
Interesting. I can see like standards using tools like that too. Syringes, the mirror thing, a stethoscope, scalpels. That's not really here though.
No,
My
that's for
last taunt,
Derek Styles, which is on the weekend,
yeah,
but not
also
by
true.
us. Kelly Jelly
By
did that one.
Kelly, yep, the one who
Well,
made our
I'm
jingle.
sure we'll have him on again at some point to discuss it.
Hmm.
Maybe. He might hate us by now. We don't know.
We'll see. My final taunt is speaking of viruses. The three viruses themselves, the yellow, blue, and red representatives of the virus committee, they surround Dr. Mario on all sides, pretty much. Three viruses flank him and spook him by jumping up and going, ah, and he becomes surprised and stumbles on. That's about it.
Uh, we lost you there for a second there. He stumbles on what?
Oh, onto his butt.
Okay.
Falls on his butt. Yep.
I had been considering for a victory animation, like having them kind of like dance around him in a circle, but I didn't end up including it.
Yeah. I have something in the victory section too, but it's a little offbeat.
Your stuff usually is.
Nothing like Orbulon's mummy tape shooter though.
God,
So
the courtesans are better than that.
yep. They were. They were
Yes,
lovely.
they would have been lovely. So let's go ahead and get into the victory poses then before we switch over to placing our taunts and victory poses. So for my first one, I actually have two of these that are pulled out of Smash. One of them is where he takes his stethoscope out. Wow, get the word right. And he just kind of like swings it around in front of him a bit before ending with it just held up in front of him facing the camera.
That was a good one. I had a little bit of a change on that, and I honestly feel like it was only for the sake of changing it. Where he gets his stethoscope and he shines it on his shirt. He shines it on his shirt
That's actually
and
not
looks
bad.
up towards the camera. Yep,
I kind of like
and he
that.
just looks towards the camera with a smile as he's shining his stethoscope.
All right.
Yep,
All
that's
right.
all. Yep.
For my next one, I think this one is actually technically pulled from Smash 4 and not from Ultimate because I like that they're similar, but I like the Smash 4 variant of it better. Where Dr. Mario will kind of like
Mhm.
cradle his chin in his hand deep in thought, and he's just like tapping his foot on the ground. Not the same way he does in Smash 4, where like he taps like the top tips of his toes against the ground, but like the actual part of his foot, he's tapping that on the ground. He's just like
Got it.
thinking,
Okay.
it's like, huh, that was a
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might have violated HIPAA. We'll find out later.
Might have not. Yep. Miyamoto will
Hmm.
save me. Um, my next one is the one that I took from Smash, and it's the third of those options, where he throws two of the randomly colored mega vitamins in different directions.
Mm.
Then he like dusts his gloves off, and then he pulls out two more and poses with them in his hands.
Now, see, that one I had down,
Mhm.
but I was like, or I can make it different. And
Yeah,
so I have Dr. Mario, he's kind of like facing towards the screen a bit, but in the background, you can see one of the three viruses are running towards him. Dr. Mario will hear the commotion, turn back around slightly, throw a couple pills at the virus, it poofs out of existence, and he turns back towards the camera and brushes off his shoulders, which combines two of his things together.
very okay. Fair enough. Good. Very good. Okay, now here's a bit of a curveball for you for the final one.
Dr. Mario
And it
makes out
reveals
with the yellow virus.
might be a little less creepy. Um,
What? Less?
and this gives us a little bit of insight into my move set as well.
I'm scared.
Dr. Mario grinds the paddles of his defibrillator as it makes a charging noise.
Oh, okay.
The camera zooms in towards him as he smirks and holds the pads outwards. It's moving in towards his face. And then he moves the defibrillator paddles towards the screen.
What?
As if he's going to, shock you with them.
What? Okay, hold on. When you say he gets close to the screen, like how close are we talking here?
So close that it's almost just like his bust that you can see.
Oh dear. Okay. See, I was thinking
It's
like
like you're being
okay,
stretched in yourself.
it's like I was thinking it's like okay, he charges the pedals. You hear the sound effect from it. It just kind of like holds them forward a bit, like kind of towards the issue screen, but not like in front of the screen.
Not so much. Like, it'll be held out like this. You're mostly getting his face because
You
he's
can't show what
performing.
it looks like
He's
because your camera
performing.
froze again.
Yeah. Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's been like that.
Yeah. There's a storm.
Okay,
He
now you can
will
show.
be holding it like to his chest and be putting it outwards because you're the one that he's performing the surgery on.
Okay, so but not here, just here, like he's getting ready to fight with them, more like.
He's prepping to press them onto your chest. Yes.
Okay, but it's more like a fighting pose, not a. I'm going to cover the entire camera screen with these because I'm right in your face.
Yeah.
See, two
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
images appear in my mind with that one. I had to make sure what the fuck's going on. Because one of them, it's like, okay, I could kind of see a fighting game doctor doing this. The other one is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, otherwise known as FNAF.
Yeah.
Toys R Us come to life. Chuck E. Cheese, rather. Toys R Us.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. It's based off Chuck E. Cheese, actually. More or less, I think. Pretty sure. I don't know. I've never
Well,
played it.
Chuck E. Cheese is fucking creepy, so go on them. It's
So
also
is Chuck E.
published by
Finster.
Atari. No, Chuck E. Finster is on the Smashtopia wiki now
He is.
as an assist trophy. So, hey, at least there's not a playable character, huh?
Yeah, that would be weird and strange.
I just couldn't quite figure that out. But we do have Mr. Boppo as an item to try and because it was like two Chucky related things. Maybe there'll be more in the future, but just for starters to realize the meme and maybe that'll discourage me from talking about him so much since the dream was realized.
That would be ideal.
He carries Wawa the bear in his assist trophy.
I wish I could carry a mute button for you. Oh wait.
You don't want to
can
hurt
mute
Wawa.
you here.
Perfect. Now I can say whatever the
uh,
hell I want.
Taunts and Victor, but I mean, it won't be heard by the people on the thing, so who cares what you say? Taunts and Victory poses. We're gonna have the clipboard, right? We're having the clipboard. Jonno, I just heard a sound in your background. I know you're not muted. You had poor timing because I heard a sound in the background as you were starting that up. It's like, dude, no, it's not gonna work.
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, the clipboard's happening. Are we
Okay.
going to do the KO effect on it?
I mean, I don't know if about the KO effect, but we could just have it be like he has him like regardless. He does some kind of writing motion on it,
Yeah, that's fair enough. Giving that Dr. Chicken Scratch
as if
autograph.
like he's making a note saying,
Mhm.
"Victim has started exhibiting bruising on the face. I might be the cause, but I won't confirm that because HIPAA." And
hungry hippo.
for legal reasons, I will not disclose if I was the cause of the bruises on the face. Oh dear, this is getting bad.
It'll
Okay.
get worse.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. So that's one. We got clipboard. What else we want to have for a taunt?
Uh, I think the shoulder toss of the mega vitamin is. We both had it on there.
Yeah.
And it's a solid taunt from the actual. So if we're gonna preserve something, it may as well be that.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So we have one more, and of
for
the
last
two-
one, we had my syringe and what was yours?
the virus is surrounding him.
The viruses. That's right.
So of the two, I prefer yours.
Okay.
Not just because it may tie into the moveset. I'm assuming it does. Also, because we see the viruses elsewhere as one of the victory pose animations that I feel is likely to be chosen.
Hmm.
Um, and also, I forgot to mention this earlier. I also have a losing pose idea for him. Not that we necessarily have to put it on the wiki.
Oh, okay.
Um, where you see Dr. Mario in that little losers box, second, third, fourth, fifth place, whatever, and the three viruses are surrounding him, and they're
Like
like
laughing and
holding up and
taunting.
yeah, and they're taunting at him, and he's looking down in despair, and that's yeah.
All right. We don't often
Another.
have a specific loss animation figured out for these, but
Mhm.
because it's really an optional field. But anytime we have an idea for it, I'm down for it.
Yeah,
Because
and it's pretty obvious what it would be most of the time too. They're just
exactly,
sad.
and that's why it's not a required field because it's for 99% of the characters just
Uh, mm-hmm.
a
Almost
few of
clap
them are unique, but not very many.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Precisely.
so we've got the syringe, we got the clipboard, we got the mega vitamin arm toss. All for our taunts victory poses though. You were saying we want to have the one where he throws them at viruses, the mega vitamins.
I think that's fair because it's a better representation. It's, since it
It's an
includes
old one,
dispelling
but
viruses.
spiced up a little.
I agree. And with that said, we can nix the old one off the table, which I presented.
Right.
Hmm. So then you have what the chin scratch you presented. Speaking of older ones,
Mm-hmm.
what was the other one?
The other one I had was again an older one, the stethoscope swing.
Oh, the stethoscope.
But
Yeah, and then I
I kind
had
of like
the
your
alternative.
shining, the one where he shines it a lot. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a little more indicative of what a doctor might do. Was why he kind of changed it up.
Right.
Um, so there was that, and then there's also the defibrillator.
The defibrillator, which
Yeah.
I kind of like the defibrillator better as a taunt. In all honesty,
Hmm.
uh, but I don't know
Right.
what I would take out of the taunts to replace it with, especially if we were to
Yeah.
turn them into a victory pose.
Yeah. The taunts are solid. So kind of what I would sooner propose
Mm-hmm.
is I would say your chin scratch and my stethoscope, maybe.
What do you mean?
Oh, I mean
For the other taunts. Okay,
the
okay.
two separate victory poses.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I thought for a second there you were saying to combine two things. Like, how would you combine those? That doesn't make any sense. But
Be
okay,
like
so
rubbing
you're
your
saying
belly
to
and
drop the
tapping your head at the same
defibrillator.
time. Yeah.
Okay,
Because again, it's not going to be the things last throughout. It'll make more sense in the moveset.
okay, okay. Interesting, interesting.
Hmm.
It is kind of a shame that we can't have like a fourth taunt because I do think a defibrillator would be a really cool taunt. If we were to take something off, I would probably take off the mega vitamin toss one and make that be a victory pose and make the defibrillator a taunt. That's probably what I would do if we
Okay.
wanted to do that.
Interesting. Okay. I guess it depends on how strongly you feel about the defibrillator being a taunt. Like, if you think it's that strong, then potentially.
I think it's unique is the thing. Like I didn't think of it. When I was looking at myself, I just looked purely at the games. I wasn't looking at all like real doctor equipment. So defibrillators never entered my mind, but it would be a pretty interesting idea to see him like holding defibrillators.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
Unless
could see that
actually,
happening.
hold
So,
on. You alluded to it possibly being in his attacks, and something I also try to avoid sometimes is the taunts that look too much like an attack, especially if they're pulling something out. Because if you're taunting, you don't want people. And I know Kazuya,
mhm.
fucking nonsense with that one. I don't like that taunt. But like with taunts, I don't want somebody to like do a taunt and think another player to think, oh no, they're going to do this attack when it's just a taunt.
Hmm. Hmm.
So better that.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and it might look a little too much like the move I have in mind.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. We may revisit it, we may not.
True. If we don't end up
That's
using that move, we might go back.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, in that case, I think we're ready to move on to the moves. We got through the taunts and victory poses pretty damn easy. Might be a
Thank
new
God.
record for us, but again, it's an established character. that's already in Smash. So
Hmm.
those are always going to be easier.
Yeah,
So standard special. Do you want to kick things off here for our special moves?
sure. So I tried very hard to keep the moveset totally unique.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if we were keeping one special move, it would be Mega Vitamin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Similar in function to Fireball, the Mega Vitamins move very differently from the Fireballs. They have a different effect, and it's just kind of cool. It's cool and easy. So I say maybe that should be considered on the table, but that's not what I wrote down.
Oh, okay. What'd you write?
You actually mentioned it earlier.
The defibrillator.
It's no a clipboard.
Ah, it's clipboard bash.
It is clipboard bash, where you can charge it, dish out a little more damage. It could deflect most projectiles, um, and that's kind of that. And if you hit a projectile with it, it deflects back. Depending on the charge, you can kind of attach a multiplier to the projectile deflected.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it can break if used too many times in a row.
I'm kind of surprised it's not your side or down though.
Yeah, it might be my side. My side. Honestly, there's a few moves here that can swap around in terms of input.
Okay.
So we'll see how things last.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm. How about you?
All right. So, my standard special. If there is one move from Dr. Mario proper that you're going to keep in a refreshed Dr. Mario moveset,
Uh huh.
it's Dr. Tornado, right?
No.
Oh, oh fuck. Um, that's awkward. No, it's Mega Vitamin. Obviously, I mean we were kind of alluding to it
Yeah.
previously. It just makes sense. It's his really only his really wow words. I'm trying to say the same thing, but I'm not. It's really his only attack that is anything close to who Dr. Mario is and what his games are as he is in Smash. The
Right.
difference between it and Mario's Fireball, it only bounces twice. It has a higher arc to its bounces, and I think the damage is different. When I was
Hmm.
first thinking about how because like Mega Vitamin, I was always kind of like, I think this makes sense to keep. I didn't really think at all on something else to do for it. Cause like, why would I replace Mega Vitamin? But I did want to kind of like see like, okay, is there something different that I can do just to spice it a little bit up? And at one point, I was thinking, oh, well, what if a red pill hits him for like a fiery effect, or a yellow pill is an electric effect, and a blue pill is a icy effect?
Thought the
And
same
then I
thing.
realized, oh wait, hold on, the pills aren't solid colors. Oops, that
Uh-huh.
can't happen. But then I was like, wait a minute, okay, what's something else I can do? What if I play with the damage values a little bit? So I looked up and see how much damage the pills do in Ultimate, and I'm not quite sure how it's determined, but there is some variability. It's typically between 4 to 6% damage. I was like, okay, how can I define this? So I decided, what if the composition of the pill between the three colors determines what the damage is? So let's say a red piece is 2% damage, a yellow piece is 2.5%, and a blue piece is 3% damage. So a red pill will deal 4% damage, but a red blue pill will deal 5% damage. And a blue is
Okay.
6, a yellow is 5, just these different combinations. It's going to give the pills a little bit of a random effect to them, but not anything too big, just enough to
Hmm.
make it interesting.
Okay. Well, yeah, that works.
I think so.
That definitely works. Um, so onwards, eh?
Onwards and
Into
upwards.
or
I
at
don't know what
least
that's from. I
onwards.
just remember hearing it from something. I don't know what it is. Anyways,
The wild thornberries, I think.
I don't think that's true.
Onwards and upwards, Poppet. So yeah, my side special.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna take back out the defibrillator. The side special is called defibrillator. So Dr. Mario holds out his defibrillator paddles, similar to that victory pose. And he's grinding them up. Depending on the level of charge, the more damaging this move becomes. So basically, you charge it up, you push it forward into opponents. Yeah. So as he charges the move, he'll rub the paddles together. You should watch out though, because if you charge it for too long, defibrillator can backfire and Dr. Mario in a puff of smoke. And this makes the move unusable for around like 10 seconds. At full charge, this is a move that can break shields.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And it could deal out some significant knockback. The debuff here is that it takes about as long as DK standard to charge up, so you'll know what's coming. But the charge can be retained for a period of time, similar to Samus's standard and ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like at lighter levels, the stun at least helps. It could break through really weak shields or whatever, potentially stun opponents, and just kind of hurts.
I mean, yeah. No fucking shit, it just hurts. I mean, Christ. It's a fucking electrical blast. Alright. It just kind of hurt. No fucking shit. Jesus Christ. You know what attacking smash doesn't just fucking hurt? Puff up. I hate Puff Up. Puff is probably my least favorite Smile Smash, period. Fucking hate it. Next least favorite is Peach Blossom and Daisy, whatever the fuck her version is called. Jesus, those are bad. My god. Smash next. Please, fix. Anywho, my side special can be converted into either an up or a down. Just laying that out there as for when we get into things later, because I can see you wanting to lobby for your defibrillators, and I'm gonna want this move to survive somewhere because it's really fucking cool. So this move is called Vaccination. He pulls out a syringe. The syringe is back. Again, red, yellow, or blue liquid doesn't matter. It's just an aesthetic thing. For reference, this syringe, it's kind of comically oversized. Like, it's not like a normal size syringe because that'd be too small for the nature of Smash. So it's just like bigger, but not like comically bigger. Like,
not like that Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It's not going to be like this. This would be too much. More like fucking this, I guess. A little bit more appropriate.
Is that a shovel?
That's actually a really good idea to have. That was a spoon. This is actually a really good idea to have, like, as a model, just for explaining things. I think about it.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind for the future. So this syringe, what Dr. Mario does with it, first of all, when he uses the move, he kind of goes out with like a little bit of a lunge, not like a huge quick draw or anything, just like a short lunge. And this also happens if he uses this move in the air, so it can be used for a slight bit of horizontal recovery. But the main thing is that if you hit an opponent with a syringe, obviously they are damaged, and you get a small amount of health recovered. But here's the fun thing. If the character that you hit with the syringe is under the effect of any special effect, whether that is Poison Mushroom, or Super Mushroom, or Flower Effect, or one of Shulk's Monado Arts, any of these types of things, stun even, not invincibility, sorry, because obviously they're invincible. But all these like special effects, even something like the Raccoon Tail, if they are affected by any of these, the damage increases. Dr. Mario gets healed more, and whatever effect they had on them is instantly canceled. It is gone. So Dr. Mario, the way I have him built just a little bit is you want to inflict status effects on your opponent so you can heal them by hurting them.
Very good.
This will also my down special will also play into this a little bit when we get there.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, it's like I like this move a lot.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's a good move. And not many characters you can deal with otherwise. So we'll see. Yeah. Moving on for now, my up special is Stretcher.
Okay.
Where like you can look up at Dr. Mario World or whatever later Dr. Mario games. A stretcher styled in that sense appears beneath Dr. Mario, and it jettisons him upward. So it's similar to Pax, which is not sub special in that sense.
Pac-Man's
Um,
trampoline. Right, right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it could be chained into another jump or attack immediately. It doesn't do any damage on its own. It just provides a lot of vertical movement upwards. Better so than his super jump could.
Okay.
Otherwise, um, the stretcher can also be used by opponents for a leap up while it's still around, or it can be knocked around by anybody. So if you hit it with a smash attack, it'll go zooming forward, and you can damage people with it. And that's kind of that.
Actually, hold on. A quick question for this movie. So Pac-Man's trampoline, he can do it in mid-air, and it's just like it stays there, and other
Mhm.
people can jump on it, but it destroys itself after it's been jumped on X amount of times. What
Yeah,
does the stretcher do in mid-air?
stretcher. It Dr. Mario jumps up through it. It has the up special working the same as it would from the ground in that regard. But the stretcher falls towards the top.
Okay, so it's more like Mega Man's Rush.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, okay.
There you
And
go.
other people can use it if they jump on it fast enough, but it will disappear fairly quickly.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, makes
and they
sense to me.
can make it move.
Yeah, they can't make
And
Rush
there you
move
go.
though.
No, no, they can't.
But
That'd be
it
weird.
kind of makes it like a combination of Rush and Fire Hydrant in a way. Except,
Yeah, true enough.
would it damage if it when it's falling and it hits somebody?
Yes.
And then it's fucking Fire Hydrant but trampoline.
Yeah.
Christ. All right, that's potentially dangerous, motherfucker. All right. For mine is kind of boring. I currently couldn't think of anything I liked for this. The only reason I settled with this move is because the name was at least amusing, and I call it Stethorope. It's a tether recovery with a stethoscope.
And you
Done.
hate tether
I
recoveries.
do, but I had nothing. But I was like, man, but if I did this, I need to come up with at least a name for it, right? And I can't call it stethoscope. But I was like, but I could call it Stethorope, and that's at least amusing. So fuck it.
Okay.
Sometimes sometimes you gotta go with what you got, and I didn't have anything else.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Respectable enough.
Yeah.
Textile Sakura found Violet. Um,
Ooh, yes.
yeah. So my down special is, at least for now, simply called Virus.
Okay.
So and this is a move that is similar, it's akin to, if you search that feed form document online, people are like, oh yeah, he takes the viruses and uses them in a way. It's like, yeah, that's kind of one of the obvious things.
Makes
So
sense. Makes sense.
um yeah, so one of
It's
the
just
three
how
colored
he uses them.
viruses. Yeah. So he's not like throwing them out. He doesn't know that he has them in his possession, like a King DDD kind of thing in Brawl era. It's more that one of the three colored viruses hops from out of his lab coat, so from out of his pocket, and it's to his surprise. So he's like, "Oh!" And up to two can be on stage at a time, and they hop around, and they generally don't really get in the way. So it's like a Goomba or a Waddle Dee kind of walking around.
Yep.
But when an opponent draws near, they will turn kilt. They will run after them, and they'll wave their arms around kind of frantically and leap onto the opponent. When they leap onto the opponent, they disappear because they've entered their body and have infected them with a predetermined status effect.
Mm-hmm.
And they can be, they're slow moving. They could be KO'd or shielded. There's plenty of means to make this not like crazy over the top. Um, but I have it down as red viruses, the most common, have a 70-30 ratio of causing an opponent to slip and fall as well as dealing some damage. Um, then yellow viruses, second most common, have a 60-40 chance of having opponents grow a fully grown lipsticks effect.
Flower. Yep. Yep.
Yep, the flower effect. And then blue viruses, the least common, have a 40-60 chance, and because this is a little more potential for a serious issue, maybe a 50-50 since they're rare already, chance of screwing up the opponent's controls for a certain window of time. So depending on the damage output too, they could be walking out for a good handful of seconds with like the Skull Kid status effect dealt on
Right,
them.
right.
Now, one thing that I'm not certain of is like the ratio, if they should just always have those effects attached to them or not. Otherwise, it just kind of is what it is.
Well, my down
God
special,
damn it.
I originally. Oh, come on, it's the obvious thing! Everybody can feel it's Dr. Mario moveset has to be called the viruses somewhere. Come
Uh
on!
huh.
Come
Uh
on!
huh. Uh
I
huh.
didn't want to call it. I was again like trying to get him with a good name for it though. I didn't want to call it this virus. I was considering viral infection, but then I was like,
Mhm.
actually, but wait, but how about just infection? And
Yeah.
my general idea is very similar to yours. So I'm pretty much uh, I'm actually going to kind of meld mine with yours already. Like these are already going to be melded together. We know this. This is happening.
Hmm.
Uh, so mine's going to be like again. I didn't want to have it be where he throws them out like King did today because that just felt weird to have Doctor Mario be throwing viruses at people. But I like the idea of like they kind of like jump out of his coat and he's just like, oh shit, what? And
Uh
then they're
huh.
there.
Uh huh.
I also have them like they're kind of like just milling about, kind of like Waddle Dee fashion. Red, blue, yellow. Uh, Red and blue are more common. Yellow is actually my rare one. Probably
Hmm.
roughly 40% chance for red and blue, 20% chance for yellow. Maybe make yellow a little bit more rare. I don't know. We'll see. Uh, but again, if an opponent gets close, and when I say close, I mean within melee range, that's when the virus will like jump at them, and if they make contact, I didn't have down that they would disappear into them. I just had that they would hit them, but I do like that a lot that they actually disappear in them because they're infecting them. And only two on the field at a time, of course. If he throws a third one, then the oldest one disappears. Where we differ is the
Hmm.
effects. So my
Yeah.
effects, since the viruses are red being fever, blue being chill, yellow being weird, I have red fever being
Oh, yeah.
their attacks are going to be at 80% strength. So their
Hmm.
attack strength is weaker if they're infected with fever. If they're infected with chill, they take 20% more damage from attacks. So their defenses are lowered. If they are infected with weird, their controls are screwed with.
There you go. There you go.
Makes sense for the weird virus to be the one that like fucks with controls a bit.
Hmm.
There's a time limit to all of these. I also have it down that if you get infected by two red viruses, they do not stack. They don't stack. But you can be infected with red, blue, and yellow. That will stack. Additionally, if you're infected by one of these, and by your character's little percent sign down the bottom, you'll see a little head image of that virus. That way, players can keep track of what's affecting them. In
Oh, there you go.
particular,
There you
Dr.
go.
Mario can keep track because the status effects are vulnerable to vaccination.
There you
So
go.
that's what
There
I'm
you go.
saying with Dr. Mario is he puts viruses out on the field. He gets players sick. He goes in for the vaccination and fucks them up because each side effect that they have on them stacks with vaccination. The more you have
Very
on
good.
you, the more damage that move is doing. Dr. Mario is all
Hmm.
about placement.
Hmm.
Placement of viruses and
Hmm.
placement of his medication. That is what he's about, and that's what I've done with his moveset. And I
Well,
am
how do you tournament? Yeah.
that's why I'm like vaccination needs to stay. This shit needs to be here. This is important to him.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Ah,
Yeah, it's like how do you change them away from Mario? It's turn them into a more
turn him into a
technical
fucking
character. So,
monster.
uh-huh. I would be excited for him to be back in Smash 6 if this
He
happened.
would be fucking
Um,
cool.
uh-huh. Let it he would be awesome. And with that said, let's get into our final smashes. You have two. Did you want to go first or should I?
Um, I think we'll keep you going first for these.
Okay, okay. My final smash
Yes.
my final smash is called Flatline.
Flatline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ, you're turning him into a terrible. He's gonna get sued. He should have
Dr.
already been
Mario
sued.
throws his stretcher forward, so it's on the ground. He's like tossing it towards opponents. Yeah, it's
Like a
wheeling
shopping
forward.
cart.
Yeah. And this is a cinematic. So whoever's hit by it is thrown into a cinematic cutscene where Dr. Mario is feverishly working around in a darkened operating room and they're taken in. So like, all the opponents are taken into his operating room, the ER,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of high tense.
The
Each
Mushroom
opponent is
Kingdom
seen
Hospital.
unconscious on, yeah, yeah, and they're all seen unconscious on tables, and there's like Toads and Koopas and Shy Guy nurses frantically flustering around the operating room. The camera zooms in on Dr. Mario, showing his like stressed out face and upper body, and he's readying the defibrillator. It's just like zooming in on him, and he's trying. He tries one time and it damages the opponents, and again it damages them, and a third time it damages them again, and then he just looks down in defeat and realizes there's no saving these characters as a flat line is heard, and then they're sent flying out of the cinematic.
That's terrifying. That is terrifying. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I thought of that before I thought of anything else, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be great to just wheel out."
A slight alteration to that one.
Mm.
Call it resuscitation. It's the same
Yeah,
thing,
there you go.
but instead of them flatlining, the last jolt wakes them up so hard that they go flying.
Yeah, okay, and it's a little less dark, so we can go with that.
It's like I think it's funny that the idea of him trying to revive them, trying to revive them, trying to revive them, and it's like, oh hey, it worked. Where'd they go? Oh fuck, they flew off screen. Now they're dead. Oops.
Whoops.
Oh, that's bad. But I have two. I have two here. One of them
Okay.
is more of a brawl style Final Smash, and the second one is a cinematic. So for my first one, it's
Mhm.
called Viral Outbreak, and with this one, Dr. Mario's going to be like he has this like giant bottle, and the top pops off of it for viruses just like start exploding out around the stage. Like there's a fucking fuck ton of them. They're just like running around, red, yellow, blue, complete chaos and mayhem. And much like the infection down special, if they run into somebody, they're damaged, and if that person isn't infected by that type of virus yet, they'll become infected. Meaning, if they get hit by a blue and their hit defense is lowered, more viruses crashing in them, that's going to be more damage than what it was previously. And then this final smash will end. Anywhere that's alive is like super fucked up by viruses. In comes your vaccination. My second one is more of a as things have become with Ultimate, it's a cinematic now. I wasn't sure how the cinematic would start, or at least like the triggering move that pulls into it. But I like your idea of him like pushing a stretcher forward, so whoever is hit by it, that's just get pulled in. So I'm going to steal that because I like this a lot. This move is called "The Doctors Are In," and that's the main reason why I like this one because of that name right there. So for this,
Mhm.
you'll see them out on the stretcher. The character, whoever it is, they look pretty sick. Maybe there's a little thermometer sticking out of their mouth to show that they have a fucking fever and chills. Who knows?
Mhm.
And then you
Mhm.
pan over to the side, and it's a little bit of a like a Mega Man Final Smash where it's Dr. Mario and a bunch of other doctors, and they are all geared up. They're all holding pills. They are ready to toss them. And if there was a Dr. Luigi semi-clone, maybe they would both have a different set of doctors for this Final Smash. So Dr. Mario could have with him Doctors, I should say, Doctors Toad, Bowser, Wario, Peach, Rosalina, Donkey Kong, Petey Piranha, Yoshi, Goomba Tower, and Lakitu, while Dr. Luigi would have Doctors Toadette, Bowser Jr., Waluigi, Daisy, Nabbit, Diddy Kong, King Boo, Kamek, Koopa Troopa, and Balooper.
No dolphin, huh?
No,
No dolphin.
there. I considered Dolphin, but I didn't. He wasn't paired up with anything well enough. If I was gonna remove anything, I would remove the Koopa Troopa because that's boring. But having Gooba Tower but not Koopa Troopa just didn't sit right with me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, that's my two.
Then
I really like that
then
one
they
based
throw
off the
all the
name,
pills.
and it's probably a lot more manageable than Viral Outbreak. But I think they're both fun.
Mhm. Yeah, they both are. They both are. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And I guess extra skill, and then we go down into the gritty deliberation.
Oh
So
yeah. So extra skill. I'm
my
kind of
extra
hoping I don't
skill,
like either of them.
my extra skill has a flashy name called "What a Pill."
Okay.
Doctor Mario and it's funny that we got rid of this taunt or we're considering it anyway, because Dr. Mario flips a Mega Vitamin into the air. So if the taunt was changed, it could just be the same animation, but he catches it into his mouth.
Okay.
Kind of like Mario and Luigi-esque. So he swallowed a pill. There's 9 separate color combinations, and I have it done in a way that it stacks similar to yours, where you can have red, red, blue, blue, yellow, yellow, or you could have any combination of those colors together,
There
like
should only be
red,
6
blue,
combinations, not 9.
red, yellow, red, blue, red, yellow. Oh yeah, red, blue, red, yellow, and then what? Blue, yellow. That's right. Okay, I had red, blue, and blue, red, which are
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah,
like, that
yeah.
doesn't make sense. Hold up.
Okay,
Hey.
so there's 6, and kind of like yours, where fever, you know, discourages attack power, and chill discourage, so it's similar in that where red pills will increase attack power for a brief period of time, blue will increase defense, yellow increases endurance, so slowing down knockback, whereas blue would slow down damage percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if 2 halves become a whole, this doubles up the same status boost and can be kind of hardy. Otherwise, it's kind of like halvesies. um, I don't know how to debuff it per se, like if it can only be used a couple of times per stock or what have you, but that's the general idea.
Okay. So
Yep.
it's a short-term buff, but it's a random
Yeah,
buff. You don't know what you're gonna get.
precisely.
Okay. Okay. For me, I have a Miracle Cure from Dr.
Hmm.
Mario Miracle Cure. It took me a while
Cool.
to figure out what I wanted for next year's skill because I was just like, fuck. It was the last move I needed to figure out, and I did not know what to do. So eventually I was like, okay, let's just think about things a minute here. So this move, in Miracle Cure, there is the Miracle Cure. Gee, what a surprise! You build up a meter in that game by clearing out viruses and using your pills, and when you earn it, you can use it, and it turns into one of 3 things. It will either destroy everything in one row, destroy all viruses of one color, or destroy all pills of one color. I
Hmm.
don't have it like mimicking those effects in Smash, but I do kind of take the meter aspect of it. As Dr. Mario is fighting through using his pills and his vaccination, like his other attacks can also boost up the meter, but mainly those 2 because they're more about actual healing. The meter will fill up. When it's full, Dr. Mario can press the extra skill button, and what this does is it creates the Miracle Cure as an item. So now Dr.
Hmm.
Mario is holding an item. If he was already holding an item and he tried to press the extra skill, then nothing will happen. He would have to get rid of the item he's currently holding in order to create the Miracle Cure. What it looks like a classic Mario star without the eyes, but each piece of it is a different pill component. So like parts of it will be red, blue, and yellow, kind of looking like in a random-ish pattern, but it's essentially like a medicine star in my mind. Because like, I don't
Interesting. Okay.
granted, I didn't look up footage of Miracle Cure, so if there's an actual look for what it looks like, then it will just become that. But when I was looking things up on the wiki, they didn't have an image, so I was just like, well, fuck it, I'll make something up. Kind of like how the crystal stars have made up our like they're different colors and shit.
Hmm.
Or not the crystal stars, the star pieces if they were a star gets made out of pieces in one of the Mario games. I just don't remember which one. Oh, Superstar Saga. Super Saga, how
Hmm.
you have the different pieces of the star that come together. That's kind of like the image I have in my mind. What this
Okay.
item does is when Dr. Mario throws it, it's going to create a relatively small AoE explosion. Any opponents that are in the explosion get damaged. Dr. Mario will be healed if he's in the explosion. Additionally, any we'll use the word creature that is in the explosion besides Dr. Mario. So this includes player characters, assist trophies, the viruses, uh, anything that you could quantify as a person of some sort, as a sentient thing, not like a freezy or a hothead or like sentient items, but assist trophies and such. Or if King Dedede had his Waddles again, which he doesn't because he just has Gordos now, with each one of those that the explosion hits, the explosion gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger with each thing. So it's not quite a
Oh
chain
boy.
reaction. It's just like it's like absorbing whatever sickness that creature has to increase its own size. And that's what I have for
Interesting.
Miracle Cure.
Okay. Okay. A lot. Well, it's so inventive. It's pretty interesting from that angle.
Additionally,
And the
unlike
design
other
of this part,
characters
yeah.
like Cloud who have meters, Dr. Mario cannot press the extra skill to gain meter. He has to earn it by fighting.
Right. Okay, cool. Kind of like a little Mac. Kind of. Okay.
Sort of, I guess.
So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now it's the unenviable part. Although I have some ideas.
So do I. First of all, I
Okay.
assume that we are keeping infection with the viruses.
I would say infection and vaccination are both strong moves.
Okay.
They chain into each other, and therefore, if we're keeping one, we should keep the other. Um,
I mean, we could have infection without vaccination, but vaccination kind of does need infection.
mhm.
But vaccination can again
I,
be a side, it can be an up, or it can be an extra skill. It can fit multiple
yeah,
places.
true. Yeah, I think we can keep infection. I think down works the best for it. Standard could also work if deliberation
Mm,
gets there,
I'd keep it on the
maybe.
down.
Yeah, and yeah, and in general too. I mean, they. So it sounds like we're keeping the effects of yours, but kind of the aesthetic of mine, where they're jumping out of the lab pocket, and
I pretty much stole your aesthetic from my version because I wasn't because some of the detail I
yeah.
wasn't sure about. Like I had some ideas, but when you were
hmm
describing, it, I was like, okay, I really like how that sounds visually. So fuck yeah,
Okay, so it's a little bit of yours, a little bit of mine.
yeah.
So yeah, we can infection it is. So there's your down.
All
There's your
right,
down. Um, for the up special, I think it's stretcher. I think it's my stretcher move.
that's fair.
Stetharope could be a grab.
It's true. That's true.
Be a grab, and we can mention as much in other skills. Those are my
Maybe
thoughts.
Doctor Luigi uses Stethoscope,
He could, he could.
and his
Um,
infection he uses the three viruses from the Doctor Luigi game because they're different.
Shit, I didn't even know it.
Yep.
There you go.
They are
Um,
dizzy, confusion, and drowsy.
oh, okay.
So I'd have to come up with new effects for them. But
hmm hmm Okay, cool. Defibrillator, I think, is a really strong move. Comes from a different place where you're cartoonizing an actual doctor's tool.
yeah,
So that's kind of cool. Vaccination though as well. I'm kind of so defibrillator cartoonizes a actual medical item. So that's interesting from those respects, and I think it's a pretty decent and effective move. So where you're using status effects to hurt opponents, that this is more of a straightforward. Oh, you can break their shield. You can shoot them flying with some decent knockback.
right.
You can stun them. So it's multi-purpose in that aspect. Um, as well as but vaccination is interesting in the sense of how it chains into infection, and I think that infection is the necessary move here. But vaccination um, creates a loop that turns Dr. Mario into a technical character. So if we had only infection, it would just be a cool move. But having vaccination and infection makes it feel a little less random. Um, so my question is, yeah, I'm trying to figure out because I think these three moves are all very strong. How do we keep these three moves? Do we
Well,
ditch
I
the
have a
extra
solution.
skill or what?
I
Huh.
think we ditch both current extra skills. I think that's the
Okay.
move. We drop the pill popper and we drop the miracle cure. And
hmm
I think infection stays on down special. Uh, what I'm not sure is should vaccination. Well,
I think I think vaccination should be the side and defibrillator the extra skill
I agree with that.
because
I was trying to think
vaccination you
like
have
could
some of that.
vaccination be the extra skill, but I think it visually
You have that.
is better to
Yeah,
side.
you have that forward movement. It would make more sense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus,
you kind
having
of
a
get that
charged
Sephiroth
melee
confusion
move on a side
otherwise.
special would feel really weird.
Sure, sure. But then Megavitamin is so ubiquitous that it just kind of assumptively becomes a thing because
Yeah,
clipboard, not that strong. Your
no,
Megavitamin, the
it's okay,
natural for
but it can be.
standard.
But
Yeah.
it's dash attack. It's a dash attack.
Dash attack, smash attack, both maybe. Yeah. Um, and then so that leaves the final smash. There's my resuscitation. There's your doctors coming in, and then there's your brawl-esque one with the viruses, which I can't recall. What was the function again?
The virus is just like it's think like day to days his his
Oh,
his big old Wildly party, except
mhm.
more chaotic. Like
That's wild. Yeah.
stupid chaotic. And they can still
Well,
infect
you
players like they normally could with the down with the down special.
got it.
Personally, I think the Doctors Are In is the more manageable of my two, but I wanted to
Right.
nominate both of them because it's a cinematic, but the name is great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. The doctors are in. Like, there's multiple doctors there, and they all are throwing pills at the okay
Yeah,
to
it's just
try and
like
heal
a
them, and it's like, oh, okay,
fucking
okay.
chucking a
That's
million
that's
pills at them as they're lying on a
if it's a
stretcher
cinematic.
sick.
Yeah, if it's a cinematic, it's funny and it works. And it fits the mood of Dr. Mario. Mine is like, what can we do to be somewhat shocking and funny? And
Sadistic.
it's fucking hilarious.
It
And
is.
I would like to say we can keep it, but I think that the Doctors Are In is my choice
I'm down for
of
that.
the three. The viruses, I mean, it works. It's a little crazy. I don't know what I can't fully picture. I get the idea. Can't fully picture it. It's just a whole mishmash. It would be very useful for Dr. Mario. So I like Doctor Syringe because it's more you get vaccination and infection, and they kind of deal with that kind of
Yeah.
loop to the point that um, the cinematic one is
Mm.
a little
And while
might be more.
I'm not a big fan of like
Yeah.
how many cinematics there are. I do like the cinematics where they're paying tribute to like a whole series, like with Mega Man, how all the different Mega Man and for some reason Proto Man and Zero show up to do their
Hmm.
Mega Busters. Joker's All Out Attack, where the Phantom Things come in to help out. Shulk's Chain
That's the one.
Attack. Like I
Yeah.
love that they do that shit. I
Hmm.
do wish they had like a little bit of random quality where it's like, hey Shulk, can your first of all you should only have two other people with you in your chain attack, dude. What the hell? I don't know why they changed that for Ultimate, but why can't we like sometimes it's Dunbon and Riki, other times it's Melia and Charla. Just throw
Hmm.
a random quality there. I considered having a random quality for my doctors and just like it picks out 10 of the random doctors. But then I was like, or I could do a Dr. Luigi and each one has a different group of doctors.
As
That's on
well.
my
It
side of
as
the door.
well.
Because I thought I could do
Um,
that.
yeah, yeah, precisely. Precisely. Okay, well, um, there's the moveset.
There it is. Well, the move set at least. There's a little bit more to cover.
A little bit more.
A little bit
Nothing
more.
crazy.
Nothing crazy. Special abilities, he can wall jump, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He can crouch and then kind of look around while he's
Just
crouching. Yes.
oh yeah, I forgot that he can crouch too. Forgot about that. I never remember crouching because, or not crouching because
Yeah,
any character can
crawling.
crouch,
Yeah.
but crawling, it's just
Hmm.
such a
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
one. It's like, why is this a
yeah.
thing? Okay,
I don't know.
I think it's
Can
Snake.
Metroid
Snake. It's
crawl?
because of Snake.
Hmm. It makes sense for Snake, even though it's just as useless as everybody else.
Yeah. I don't have anything else under special abilities, but alternate costumes. I don't have.
Special abilities.
Mm.
Steth Rope can be a special ability.
Oh, you mean by just saying he has a tether grab?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can make mention of that.
yeah,
Yeah, works
yeah.
out.
Alternate costumes, you said?
Yeah, and custom was like they're again just like recolors like they always are. But I went ahead and wanted to mention that all of his previous ones return, being the red, blue, yellow. Actually, I think yellow is a new one. I didn't write that I added in. Pink for Nurse Toadstool. Black is like his unlicensed doctor costume. They call that for some reason. But I was trying to come up with like, okay, I have 8. I need more because we do 10 around here. So like for extra colors besides just the ones that have meaning, I have a green, a purple, a brown, and then the last one is like it's his normal white coat, but it has a pattern of pixelated megavitamins all over it.
Oh, cool. I like that one.
If
I
if
just put
Ness
down
can
for my.
have pixelated
Yeah,
things on his shirt, so can Dr. Mario.
he can. I like that a lot. Mine, I was totally uninspired. It's just like, well, yeah, he gets a navy coat, and there's also an orange one. That was it.
Yeah, I wanted to specify for like with mine like further colors like red. I said it's like okay, this one is specifically meant to reference like the fever virus. Blue is chill. Yellow is weird. I was also considering
Hmm. Hmm.
what one idea I was wanted to do was like oh man, what about like fire Dr. Mario? Like, that'd be fucking cool. Get like a fire pattern on his coat. So I looked up Dr. Mario World because I know that there is Dr. Fire Mario and Dr. Fire Luigi and whatever else in that game as well, but it's just Fire Mario with a lab coat on. And I was like
Oh, that's
it's even
stupid.
with like with the regular hat too. I was like, well, that's dumb. I'm not doing
Uh huh.
that then. Like if it was
Uh
like an actual color scheme, I'd be like, that's fucking awesome. But no, it's just Fire Mario with a lab coat, and I hate it.
huh. Sounds clunky and
Yeah,
mismatched.
it is. It
Nice.
is.
Wonderful.
I
Wonderful.
could invent like a color scheme for that, but I'm not really inspired to. In all honesty, I don't know what I would do
It's
exactly.
whatever.
Maybe
It's
like
whatever. And
black gloves and like a fire orange color scheme for his jacket, but I'd have to
yeah,
think about that. And
maybe
pixelated
it would be like the
megavitamins
orange.
is
Yeah.
easier,
Yeah.
and I don't have to think about it.
Yeah. And it's a redo. And his 8 costumes that already exist are solid. And
Yeah,
what more can you really do, honestly?
yeah.
So. Hmm.
The last thing we have to discuss here is his home stage, and
Hmm.
I've kind of already covered it in our stages episode where I made a stage for Dr. Mario.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that it's
And
he's
it's
in.
called Dr. Mario, isn't it?
Yep,
And it's just a representation of Dr.
the
Mario, the
classic
game.
game. Yeah,
Yep.
you're fighting inside of a giant pill
Yeah.
bottle. Pills are falling down.
Yep. It's more manageable than a Tetris stage. It's cool.
Yeah,
Um,
Tetris
hmm.
stage
Hmm.
scares me.
It may
God,
happen one day, and it's going to
it may
be,
honestly I'd be down for
yeah.
it, but the idea of it scares me. The idea of fighting on it scares me. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be
Oh
something, all
man,
right. It's not a competitive match, that's for sure.
yeah.
But besides that, because I know that you already had that stage and it was covered, and it's what we're going with. I was also thinking, for the sake of it, maybe you can do Doctor's Office for like the Miracle Cure background. You can
Yeah.
do Doctor Mario Hospital, have the foreground of the hospital, or you can do the virus tree.
The virus what?
The virus tree
The what?
from the end title screen of I should have brought this up on my phone because you can't bring it up because of OBS and stuff on your computer right now.
I mean, if I had the
Basically,
image, then I could, but I don't have the image.
okay, I will send you an image then,
All right.
because it's interesting. I'm not saying we're doing this, obviously,
No,
but
obviously.
but yeah. Oh, come on. Load, 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 load. It's during the end, during like between certain legs of the original Dr. Mario.
The original Dr.
There
Mario.
would The original Dr. Mario and the NES.
Okay.
They would be showcasing this tree that the three viruses, weird and chill and fever, would be looking towards the sunset on top of this tree.
Okay.
And at certain points, certain avenues, the tree would update itself with like different animations showing up. Like baby Triceratops appears in outer space for no reason. And then towards the very final levels, the viruses are taken by a UFO, and it's revealed that they're aliens.
What?
Yeah, so have the virus tree, have the viruses chilling out there in the background, and then have those random weird shit happen in the background like that. There you go.
Okay. I've got the pictures. I'm working on bringing them up here. But
Okay.
what the fuck? I'm very confused by this.
So just for the sake of it, you can potentially have 4 stages from Dr. Mario. Never will, but
I mean, the
theoretically.
virus tree having it be like have a bunch of weird random effects happening in the background is an interesting idea. I don't
Uh-huh.
know about it personally, but that is an interesting idea.
It's definitely something that I would just kind of make in my free time for no reason. Maybe that'll happen
Yeah,
one day. Just like Jin Sakai is finally on the Smashtopia wiki.
took you long enough.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even update it yet
Maybe that's
with
like Dr.
the description.
Luigi's stage, or he does like Dr. Mario World as his stage. Who knows?
Yeah,
That's kind of insulting if
yeah,
his stage is called Dr. Mario World. But it's Luigi, and
yeah.
he gets
The virus.
insulted all the
There
time.
you go. Also true with his death glare and all.
Yeah. So that really wraps it up then for Dr. Mario, unless you have anything else you want to say on the character. I think we did a really good job of
Um,
coming up with some cool new shit for him.
that was I was gonna say it's a lot better than I thought it would be on the outset. Where we're like, yeah, let's redo Dr. Mario this season. It's like,
Yeah, like when we were playing the season, we were
okay.
just like, who should our redo be? It's like Dr. Mario, because we did Toon Links. Like, okay. And then, like, in the months leading up, we are just like, shit, 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 shit. What are we going to do for him? He's got nothing. He's just pills go in jar, and then viruses go away. What do we do with this? And then, I don't know how it was for you, but I was just like, okay, we gotta figure this out. I have a week until we do the recording. What am I doing? I'm just like, all right, pull up the wiki for Dr. Mario. Okay, now pull up each of his games. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's an idea. Miracle Cure. That's kind of interesting. Oh, I could make an injection. Obviously, he throws virus. Oh my god, I have an idea. And then Super
yeah,
Mario or Dr. Mario World is where I got the Final Smash idea. It was like, 'cause I didn't know what to do besides this viral outbreak. I was like,
hmm
shit.
yeah. And if not for Dr. Mario World, we might have gone with my sadistic Final Smash.
See, it's funny with some characters who just like, I don't know what to do for this character. This is hard. And then when you actually
Hmm
sit down and start thinking about things and looking things up, you're like, oh, you know what? This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Some characters are still
Yeah.
hard. Like, there's one that I know we have coming up early next year. Hint, but not really. That I'm
hmm
going like, fuck. What am I gonna do for that character? Jesus Christ! But it'll be a thing once I get down the research, and I'm hoping it'll come to me more easily because I don't know what to do
it's a
currently.
rough life.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Oh
rough,
boy.
rough.
Anywho, that's the end of another Smashtopia. We only got one more Smashtopia for the rest of season 2. Yeah, we're already at the end.
Hmm
And like we did last time, I'm just going to do a slight teaser on that. Like the end of last season, we're going to be having 2 separate characters for it. One fully made by me, one fully made by Jonno. But what will the theme be? Well, it'll be different than last year's. We got a different theme for that. But as for the next episode, we are ending cycle 17, the penultimate cycle for season 2 here on Supercast Brothers. It's another Smasher Dash, and it's gonna be slightly weird, kind of like the penultimate one was last year, because last year's had, F-Type versus Savvy Stylist, and then 2 fourth party characters, Goku versus Spider-Man. This year
It's weirder.
is weird. We're doing a similar group of oddities. We're starting off with the Fall Guy from Fall Guys versus Crewmate from Among Us. And then pairing it
It all
off in
on
the
August.
second half, Ronald McDonald versus the Burger King. Because why not?
And
We
not
want it.
necessarily a battle of fast food, because then McDonald's would just win. Anyway,
I honestly don't know what to expect out of that match. Like, I have ideas for the first match. I don't know what the hell is going to come out of the second one, but it's going to be entertaining at least. Or fucking please, I hope it is. We'll
oh,
see.
it will be.
We'll
We'll
see.
see.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. But
Oh, yeah.
that'll be in the next one, and we will see you all then. Bye, everyone.
Go see Chucky on the Smashtopia wiki.